Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. I just wanted to say hi and check in and see how everything is going. I know for math we have been moving on to a couple different things. I talked about in the last couple videos. We've been moving on to measurement and area and perimeter and 2D geometry. So we have been working with 2D shapes, mostly triangles and rectangles. We will be talking about hexagons and pentagons and octagons really soon. But right now, our focus is on perimeter. Today, we actually just started area. So we've been talking about how we can cover up different shapes with tiles, and we talked about square units and what that means. But for homework tonight, we have perimeter, and I think this was a little bit more challenging, hard skill for the students to master. Perimeter, we know, we just add up the lengths around the outside. They got that down. I taught them a song. That's great. So that's a really good strategy to have. But sometimes when we have perimeter, we have certain shapes and some of the side lengths are missing. So it's your job to figure out that missing side length, and that's what's for homework tonight. I believe there's only about 4 or 5 questions, but I just wanted to review the strategy that we've gone over in class to kind of help you if you're like, oh no, what do I do? So the biggest thing that you have to make sure that you remember to do is read the problem really carefully. It's going to tell you, is it a triangle that you're trying to find this missing side length for? Is it a rectangle? Is it a square? And remember those special things about rectangles and squares. So if it's telling you that a square has a missing side length, that's a little bit easy because we know that all the side lengths of a square are equal. So if they only give you one, that's almost like a no-brainer, okay? Because all of the side lengths of a square measure the same. For a rectangle, the opposite sides are equal or the same. So those are the two really special things that I think students forget about, and they make it harder on themselves when they might not even really have to do the math. So that's a special trick to remember about squares and rectangles. But let's say you need to find the missing side length of a triangle, which I know is the first problem on the homework tonight. So what they're going to do, they're going to give you the perimeter and they're going to give you different side lengths. So I'm not going to do exactly the one that's in the homework, but I'm going to make up one here. So I have a perimeter of a triangle is 74 feet. And then I'm giving you 2 side lengths. One is 22 feet and one is 32 feet. So especially with something like this, I know for me it helps me to draw it out. So I'm just going to go draw a triangle. Excuse me. And I'm going to put those 2 side lengths on there. And it doesn't really matter which one it is. So I'm going to mark one at 22 feet, and I'm going to mark the other one at 32 feet. So then you can kind of really see where that missing side length is. So here we go. This one I labeled 22, and the bottom side length I labeled 32. So that means that I have a question mark for this side length. So how do I find this out? Well, we know when we have perimeter, we add up the lengths around the outside. Well, we know the perimeter, we know it's 74, and we have 2 side lengths. So what we could do, we can add up the 2 side lengths first. So that would really be the first step. So I'm going to add up 32 and 22. And this might seem easy, but I'd like to say double check your math so that you can make sure you're adding up correctly, because if you do this step incorrectly, then it's going to mess up your answer. So you might be able to go through the right moves and you're using the right strategy, but you definitely want to double check your math, especially with something like this. So I added up 22 feet and 32 feet and I got 54. So now that I know the total of these two, again, I need to find this missing side. Well, the awesome thing is we know the perimeter. So now all we have to do is take the perimeter and subtract the other 2 side lengths. And then we get to find this missing side length. So I'm going to take 74 and I'm going to subtract 54. And this one actually comes out nice and easy. I don't have to borrow. I don't have to regroup. 4 minus 4 is 0. 7 minus 5 is 2. So my missing side length, so now I can erase this question mark, and this missing side length is going to be 20 feet. So it is nice with just if you have all the sides and you just have to add it up, because then it's just simple addition. And I know this seems easy, but sometimes we forget that it's a 2-step problem. So if you have a missing side length, you want to definitely add up the other known side lengths first. And then you know the perimeter, so you just take the total perimeter and you subtract it from the sum of your side lengths. And then a good way to check yourself what you can do, you can actually now add them all up. So if you add 22 plus 20 plus 32, it should equal to 74. So that's a way that you can double check yourself as well. So this works for pretty much any shape. Any shape that we're going through, again, right now we're really just working on triangles and rectangles and squares. I know in a quiz that we had yesterday, we talked about hexagons, and everyone's like, what's a hexagon? So I did give them a hint about how many sides that they have, and the good thing about that, it said, you have to read carefully. It'll tell you, does the hexagon have equal sides? Some triangles have equal sides. So if you read the problem really carefully, again, you don't want to do more work for yourself. Who wants to do that? Read it carefully to really figure out what are the steps I need to take, okay? But if they don't have equal sides and they all are different, then you can definitely use this strategy to help you, especially with the homework tonight. So I hope that this helped. A lot of the students did pick up on this, and I know we've done it a couple of times, so I think practice makes perfect. This is something we're definitely going to see as the unit continues, because again, we're going to keep talking about different shapes. We're going to be talking about different perimeters, and now we're going to be doing area. So not only do they need to know perimeter, they need to know area and the difference between the two, because you might be given one shape and say find the area and the perimeter. So this doesn't go away. And this is actually really helpful sometimes. I'm sure as moms and dads and grandma and grandpas and aunts and uncles know, we have to find perimeter and area if we are putting wallpaper up, or if we are finding a carpet for our room. We need to figure these things out. So this is a good skill to have for the rest of your life. So again, I hope this helped. I hope you guys have an awesome Tuesday. It's a beautiful day out, so I know it's chilly, but go out and play after you get your homework done. All right, I'll see you guys in the morning. Bye.